Princeton Fire Department. We're out here wanting to show you some hose loads today, things that we run into in situations out on some of these calls. We want to show you kind of how it deploys and the problems we've had, and we'd like to go over some new loads that we think that could better you and help you out on the fires in your future. As you can see, with your regular Crosslay flat load like we had here, you had a lot of tanglement here when you pulled the hose line off the truck. So therefore you had to have several people pulling the hose line out and start stretching out and flaking it out to get rid of all those kinks before you charge this line to get it ready. So now we're going to show you how to load a hose load that will, in my opinion, better your department and your response and getting water on the fire. Alright, as you can see with the regular Crosslay here, we had a flat load, and as one of the firefighters here pulled it off and started to deploy it, it fell on the ground and kind of come to like a tangled up mess here. So then when the next firefighter grabs the nozzle and takes off with it, goes out towards the fire, you have to stretch that hose line all the way out, and you usually have to have another firefighter either help flaking that out to get all those kinks out before you charge it, or that firefighter by himself has to come back and flake it out before he can go back and start finishing deploying it and open the nozzle and start putting the fire out. So in a small department, kind of like we have here, sometimes we may only have 2 people on a truck. Sometimes it's tough for us to do that in a timely manner. So this is one of the things we experienced here, so that's why we're trying to come up with a better load and show everybody else out there a better load that can better them and hopefully better their department. So we're going to go into talking about this new load that we've come up with. We're going to show you how it works. We'll deploy it, and then we'll show you how to load it back, and then we'll talk about it some more. Alright, so as you can see with this hose deployment here and this new hose load that we've come up with, one firefighter has stretched this hose line out. We have 200 feet of hose here, and the firefighter's deployed out 100 foot, and the hose is left in the Z pattern. So at your front door, now you have this hose flaked out and ready to go, and you're not pulling any resistance against itself. And you can deploy this with one firefighter. Works very easy and very simple. Alright, so as you can see, we showed you how to deploy this load and how easy and effectively it works. So now, we're going to go over how to load this load and how to load it up in your Crosslay and show you where to put the loops and how to pull this off to make it work effectively. So as you can see, the guys are starting to load this load up in the Crosslay here. What they're going to do is they're going to use a flat load here with 100 foot. And once they get to the 100 foot mark with that coupling, going into that next 150 foot section, you're going to leave a loop off each side of the truck. Once that loop's left off each side of the truck, you're going to continue to load that just like your standard flat load till you get all the way up to your nozzle. Once the load's completely in the Crosslay, in the bedding area, you're going to leave your nozzle close to the center because you want to be able to reach that from either side of the truck when you reach up to get the hose line. The whole idea is to be able to grab one of the hose loops that you've left and to be able to grab the nozzle and deploy that from either side of the truck. When you deploy it, you want to hold on to the loop that you made and the nozzle itself, and you don't want to let go. You basically just pull the loop and the nozzle and you take off towards the fire, and you don't let go till you feel resistance on the hose. Drop your loop down, hold your nozzle, and you're ready to go. So we'll show you, these guys here are starting to load it up. We're gonna go ahead and start the loops here. They're starting in their 150-foot section. So we're gonna start putting a loop off each side of the truck. You can leave a loop preferably however long you want to leave it. Once those loops are made, like I said, we're gonna continue till we get all the way up to the nozzle. Check out ourselves Tower 2.0. Okay, everybody, we're going to end our video here. One of the firefighters here is going to show you where the loop's at and the nozzle, and basically what you grab when you want to deploy this. So first off, you have your loop, your one loop you're going to grab a hold of, and your nozzle. You're going to have your loop in one hand and your nozzle in the other once you come off the truck. So at that point, you're going to grab the loop and the nozzle and pull it off, and hold on to that loop and nozzle as you walk out to deploy it. I will show you that you can deploy this from both sides. Alright, so guys, now we're on the opposite side. We're on the driver's side of the truck. As you can see, we have the one loop on this side. When you want to deploy this, like I said, you'll grab the loop, you'll reach up on top of the hose lay, and you'll grab the nozzle, or pull the nozzle over to you, grab the loop and nozzle, and head off this side of the truck to deploy it.